Did you know two businesses doing the exact same work with the same payroll can pay completely different prices for workers' comp? And did you know that most of that gap is something that you can actually control? Not luck, not just your carrier. Today we are walking through the four most common ways small businesses overpay on workers' comp and exactly how to fix each one so you can stop guessing and start managing your premium on purpose. Hello everyone, Lane here with Trailstone Insurance Group. Workers' comp is one of the few coverages where the price is built partially by you. Here is the quick mental model to keep in your head. Your premium is basically your payroll run through a rate for how risky the work is and then adjust up or down based off your claims history. Every fix we're about to cover pushes on one of those pieces. So let's get into it where the money tends to leak out. The first place businesses overpay is class codes. An employee gets a classification code based on how risky their job is. And then that gap between codes is bigger than most owners expect. To give you a sense of the spread, clerical office work runs 25 cents per $100 of payroll, where residential carpentry can run north of $21. That is roughly 80 times the rate for the same $100 of wages. Those are illustrative numbers, and they may vary by state and year, but the patterns hold everywhere. So, picture a framing crew, we will call them 7 builders, that has their office bookkeeper code under the carpentry code. They are paying a field rate on a desk job, and that one line on the paperwork can quietly cost them thousands a year. Here's the fix. Pull your declaration page and read every code. Match each one to what that person actually does day to day. Separate your true office staff from your field staff. And if the code is wrong, dispute it. Classifications can be corrected, and corrections lowers your premium going forward. Number 2 is your experience mod. Your mod, sometimes called EMR, works a lot like a credit score for your workers' comp. The average is 1.0. Below 1.0 is a credit that lowers your premium, and above a 1.0 is a surcharge that raises it. On a $100,000 base premium, a mod of 0.80 pays about $80,000, while a mod of 1.20 pays about $120,000. That is a $40,000 swing on the exact same business. A few things worth knowing. It usually starts affecting you once your annual premium reaches around $5,000. It looks back about 3 years, so old claims eventually drop off, and the claim stretch slowly pulls your mod back down. And frequency hurts more than severity. Several small claims do more damage than one large one. In a lot of trades, a mod above a 1.0 can keep you from bidding a job. So, how do you manage it? This is the long game, and it compounds. A simple documented safety routine and a return to work plan, even a one-page checklist for your riskiest tasks, fast injury reporting, and light duty options that bring people back sooner. Fewer and smaller claims pull your mod down, and a lower mod lowers your premium for years, not just one renewal. All right, number 3. And this is a big one. Your annual premium audit. When you buy the policy, your premium is just an estimate based on your projected payroll. Once a year, the carrier trues it up against your actual numbers. Clean record saves you money here. Sloppy records cost you. Let's hit the most common traps. Overtime that is not separated. In most states, only the straight time part of overtime counts towards your premium. But if your payroll does not break it out, the auditor can charge the full amount. Uninsured subcontractors, if a sub cannot prove their own coverage, their pay can get added to your auditable payroll. So collect a certificate of insurance from every sub and check the dates. And the biggest one, ignoring the audit request. Because carriers commonly add 25% to your estimated payroll when the business does not respond. The fix is mostly good habits. Track your regular and overtime hours separately. Gather your subcontractor certificates before audit season. File an officer exclusion where your states allow it, and respond on time with organized records. And if your audit ever comes back higher than it should, you can dispute it. We do that with clients every audit season. And the fourth way business overpay is being with the wrong carrier. Every insurer has a sweet spot, a type of business it prices best. The carrier that loves a clean office operation might be expensive for a framing crew, and the one that wants the framing crew might not want the restaurant next door. A single company quote simply cannot tell you that. This is where an independent agency comes in. We shop more than 40 plus A-rated carriers and match your specific class codes and your mod to the companies built for your kind of work, instead of squeezing your business into one company's box. Quick note for fairness. In a few states, like Washington, you buy workers' comp through a state fund, so shopping is not an option there. But in most states, including most of the ones we serve, you have real choices, and choices where the savings live. And the goal here is not just the lowest number on day one. It is the lowest total cost of risk over time, with coverage that actually responds when an employee gets hurt. So, if you want to know whether your business is paying a fair price for the right coverage, we're happy to take a look. Through our commercial track process, we shop more than 40 plus A-rated carriers, match your class codes and your bond to the carriers built for your industry, and walk you through every option in plain English. We will give you a written summary you can keep for your records, and there is no cost to you because the carriers pay us, not you. The best time to do this is 60 to 90 days before your renewal, while there is still time to do it right. Visit trailsmanInsurance.com or give us a call. Workers' comp is one of the few bills where you hold most of the levers. So here's one small step for this week. Pull your declarations page and just read it. That single move is usually where you find the first leak. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me, and we'll see you in the next one.